right, boys and girls, welcome aboard. It is time for NFL Pregame Party. It's time for the Thanksgiving fallout from the NFL and college football and all that stuff this week. And by the way, before we get off the thumbnail, we have a question in the chat. David Glenn says, okay, I'm a noob. Who's the chick in all the thumbnails? Well, the chick in all the thumbnails is my wife, the foxy one, the Royal Fox. Yes, that is her. I do AI of what she used to look like back in the day, and then I reface it with her face on it. So there you go. That's who the model is for all of my thumbnails. But anyway, I digress. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for jumping on board to watch this weekend. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I had a pretty good one. I just got off work a little while ago, so I'm a little bit tired, but I think I'll make it. David Glenn says, I envy you. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I think I did okay. Of course, as usual, I've got my regular co-pilot, Knock. Looks like everybody else is on Thanksgiving still, hanging out with their families and stuff. How you doing, man?
Good. I guess my mic's working. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's working, buddy. It's working.
No, really good. A lot of good football. A lot of good football the last couple of days. So it's been
very cool.
Good turkey day, and we had 2 turkeys. We had 1 deep fried and 1 oven. And
yeah,
the oven one was just more for leftovers.
Right.
We didn't even really get to
everybody eats the deep fried one, don't they? Oh,
yeah. Deep fried was really, really good.
It is some really good stuff.
I'm planning to have some for lunch once we get off here.
We're still eating on ours. And here at the last second, John pops in. I didn't think you were going to be here, man.
I'm not. I just popped in to say hey.
Okay.
I'm leaving in about 15 minutes, but
okay.
Allie had to run out to her car, and she said, "Well, you should log on and say hi." So.
Yeah, there you go. Cool, man.
Good,
Thanks
good
for
influence.
Being here, buddy.
Good influence. All right.
Yeah. Hey, look, Allie is very supportive. I can already see that.
Oh yeah, yeah, she is
supportive of what he does.
Yeah, because if you were here less, I'd say I hate her. But
right, what the hell? Tim says working today, so I will catch the replay. Okay, man. And
he's always
my brother is out there talking about I'm sipping coffee, fireplace. Going and watching Pregame Party, priceless. There you go, man. Yeah.
Is there a little extra in that coffee? Like little
with him,
a little bit?
Who knows? He might be having an Irish coffee. We don't know. I know he's going to be having Guinness later on during the games. I know that. That's it. So that's his. Go ahead.
Highlander likes those Irish coffees, huh?
Yeah, well, he likes Guinness. That's his jam is Guinness. Man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched that Thursday night show, but he's always got a Guinness on him. So.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, okay, Knoxter, you got a lot to tell us. I know. Let's see. Daniel says no. Yes. Okay.
By the way,
Daniel,
yes.
And we'll talk about it during the college thing. But Danny, I sent you a text. Kirk Herbstreit apparently has already made his vote known for the Heisman, and you will like the result. That's for sure. Okay, man, clue us in. What's going on in college this weekend?
Yeah. First, we'll start with Friday. The big game on Friday. Oregon needed to get their win to stay hopeful. And one, they still need to get to the Pac because Arizona was right behind them, and so they still need to get to Pac-12. But they won, so they were they were looking at the Washington game that happened yesterday, so that they could do a Pac-12 matchup there. Texas took care of business over Texas Tech, 57-7. So they definitely took care of business. Texas is going to need a lot of help in order to get into the playoffs. But
I heard Arch Manning got some playing time.
He did. They were up by so much that Arch Manning, he threw a pass. He actually threw a pass and everything.
Wow. No touchdowns, but he threw the football.
No, he didn't play that much. But,
no.
Just some kind of other Mizzou. Yeah, they got a win over Arkansas. They'll stay in the top 10. Penn State beat up Michigan State. Wasn't really a game. I didn't really watch that one. Oklahoma had a shootout with TCU, but it was more shootout on the Oklahoma side than it was TCU. So TCU was just trying their best to keep up. Yeah, they were just like holding on for dear life, trying to keep up, but they couldn't. That was Oklahoma. Oklahoma was still at this time in the race for the Big 12. But unfortunately, with the Oklahoma State's win, barely winning yesterday versus BYU, Oklahoma's not going to get in the Big 12 championship. Of course, Iowa.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, Iowa. Their shitty offenses. The Iowa is the Pittsburgh Steelers of NCAA.
They look just like them,
and
too.
it works because they work. Yeah, it works because they look exactly like them. So, this is a big game for the AAC UTSA at Tulane. Tulane got the win, so Tulane is hosting the AAC, so that'll be fun. And then Tulane's still trying to get a New Year's bowl game versus last year they got in and played USC and beat USC. So, hoping for a repeat for them.
I saw someone said that we're supposed to get the Peach Bowl. With
I haven't looked too much into the. I don't know how they calculate the bowl stuff, so I'm still learning that particular bit. But yeah, they'll definitely within the next week or so call out because they still got to wait for Navy to play.
Yeah, but Navy's got to play. Yep.
Let's see. Just look over any other games. Just a couple bowl contenders. My Boise State guys got a chance. Right now, there's a 3-way tie in the MAC West, so not sure if Boise made it. They did what they had to do, but they beat up Air Force. And then, so that was Friday. Go right into Saturday's games. This is a late game. Georgia Tech and Georgia Tech, kind of, they came to play for sure. I watched that game, and unfortunately, they just couldn't stop Georgia's offense. And that's what really got them in the end, was not being able to stop them. There was a couple turnovers on Georgia's side, but kept them in the game. But
I was fixing to say they definitely showed up if they held Georgia to 31.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. It was a good game. Georgia Tech was able to move a little bit. The problem is you can't do field goals. There was one early on. The announcers were saying, instead it was 4th and 1 near the goal line, and
not unless you're the Denver Broncos, then you can kick all the field goals in the world and win.
Right, exactly, yeah. Right. But no, they the answer was like, they should have went for it. You can't trade field goals with Georgia. You just can't. It's like playing Kansas City. You can't do it. But the big game of the day was definitely the Ohio and Michigan game. Michigan pulls it out. They didn't run as much as they usually did. They were just better on offense, and Ohio State just couldn't finish. So Michigan is going to be number 2 next week, and they are going to host Iowa. And not hosting, it's in Indianapolis, but they're going to play Iowa, so that should be. No offense to Iowa, but that should be pretty easy because they have no offense.
Yeah.
It might be a low-scoring game, like 24-10 or something like that, 24-6, I guess, something like that. Washington had a nail-biter against Washington State University. This was a very close one. It actually ended up on a game-winning field goal for Washington to stay undefeated and to keep them in the college playoff. But they have a huge matchup next week against Oregon. Florida State still kind of reeling from the Jordan Travis thing, but they did enough to beat up Florida. Florida was trying to get bowl eligible, but they couldn't do it. And too many mistakes, too many penalties. One guy spit on another guy, and just got ejected. It was just dumb. It was dumb. They got dumb mistakes. So Florida State took that one 24-15. It was with that one, or not that one, but there was a couple games. So I'll explain it afterwards, but there was some bowl tracking going on with JMU and Jacksonville State. If not enough teams were 6-6 by the end of the week, they have a chance at a bowl game. And Florida was one of the games they were watching and hoping that they would lose. Yeah. But Alabama, Auburn, most heartbreaking game of the day for Auburn. Auburn was up. It was 4th and 30 on the goal line, and with 15 seconds left, and they left a guy one-on-one on the corner, and Alabama threw it to the corner, and
that's
you're
all
going to see the highlights for the next
about
week.
Yesterday was the end of that game.
Yeah. There's no point in me even showing the highlight. You just go to Sports Center; it's literally on the front page. Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm sure. What was it? 4th and 31.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, and they had 2 guys rushing and 1 guy spying. They were worried about him running 30 yards for a touchdown. Spying. Oh, it was so disappointing. It was just awful. You saw I texted it in the chat with us, and I was like, that's just what the hell?
Real quick before we move on, let's catch up with the chat. Danny's been pretty chattery. Yes, he saw that yesterday. By the way, we'll talk about that in a second. He looked like an arch. He says, Gridiron Master says, ugly wins are beautiful.
That's Iowa.
Yeah. Nebraska, not bowl eligible again. Sad, yep. Danny says. Also, FSU finds ways to win. Impressive.
Yep.
And F the Tide. Unreal. Auburn gave up that TD. That's all anybody could talk about. Yes, sir.
I'm out of here. So
take care, John. Appreciate you, man. Take care of yourself.
Have a good show, guys.
All right. Yeah. Take care, bud. Bye. But yeah, man, that's all anybody was talking about yesterday. That was the water cooler talk yesterday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's going to be for the next week. It's going to be how amazing Milroe is. And yeah, Auburn's
more like Georgia. How bad Auburn played that, huh? I mean, come on.
And they were doing so good all game long, doing so good, and then it's just one mess up. Wow. Louisville dropped a stinker against Kentucky. Kentucky ran all over them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, I mean, they didn't really have huge aspirations, but they got Florida State next week. So maybe a little chance of redemption next week. So LSU with the, Heisman hopeful. Beat the crap out of, not really beat the crap out of, but did pretty good against Texas A&M. Arizona still running strong. They had a chance to get Pac-12, but Oregon won, so they didn't. Notre Dame got a win over Stanford. This is a really good game. This is a snow game. You would have liked this one.
Yes.
Snow game.
Anytime they're playing in the elements, State, I dig it.
But it was an offensive game. Like they were going off on each other.
Just because there's snow doesn't mean there's not going to be offense, man.
I mean, yeah. This was definitely one of the more entertaining games. BYU at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State needed to get in the Big 12, and it went into double overtime. Oklahoma State got a fumble recovery when it was BYU's turn to go for it, and so they're going to face Texas in the Big 12. Tennessee got a win. There's not a whole lot more. This was the game that got JMU in. Clemson at South Carolina. South Carolina was going for bowl. This was literally the last game needed for JMU to get in, and Clemson got it. Or Clemson won. So JMU guys are celebrating right now. Liberty capped off their undefeated season. So that's kind of cool for them. So group of 5 guys.
Real quick, Latoya Williams says she is new here. It's good to see you. Hey. And everybody's saying hi to her in the chat. So welcome aboard, Latoya. It's good to see you. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, SMU get pummeled Navy. Keeps Navy from getting bowl eligible this week, but they have a chance against Army in a couple weeks. But SMU
that would mean no, they're not going to make a bowl.
Yeah, the Army's got to show up. Yeah, so
Army has beaten everybody else.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying they still have to actually play the game, but that would basically Navy is the last. There's only one more bowl slot available for 6 and 16, and Navy is the last team that could be 6 and 6. So if they don't get it, it's most likely from what I saw Minnesota at 5 and 7, but Jacksonville State already is in, and JMU, the two that weren't eligible, but because there's not enough 6 and 6 teams, but they get over 5 and 7 teams, so they get a bowl. So good for them.
Cool. Liberty is a great story, Danny says.
Yeah. Definitely. Just looking at any other ones, mostly just bowl stuff. San Jose State. This is what caused the tiebreaker in the Mountain West over UNLV. UNLV wins, and it'd be them and Boise State, but because San Jose won, it's a 3-way tie, so they have to decide by machines. It's going to be decided by machines today. At some point, we'll get the news of who's the Mountain West.
By machines? Is that like a coin flip?
No, it's even worse. It's 4 computers that are going to calculate all the wins, all the shit, all the statistics, all like everything. And between the 4 of them picking, it's going to pick the two that are going to play, and one's going to get left out in the Mountain West. So that'll be
that sucks.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather it be a coin flip, man. That sounds fair.
Well, there's 3. There's 3 people. It's kind of hard to do a coin flip with 3. So rock, paper, scissors, maybe. But
man.
Yeah. Just looking here, App State got their win over Georgia State. And so they're going to go to the Sun Belt Championship, mainly because they needed Coastal Carolina to lose to JMU, which they did in spectacular fashion. JMU got the win.
Wow.
So
yeah.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it will be App State and Troy in that game. So that's nice. Just looking at anything, Jacksonville State took care of, well, they lost, but they should still get a bowl game. So good for them. Let's see here. Just looking for any other ones. UCLA got destroyed by Cal. I went to bed before this game. But Cal needed a bowl game or a win to get a bowl game, and they got it by beating the crap out of Chip Kelly. And
that'll work. Anytime Chip Kelly gets destroyed, I like it.
And this is the game that got Jacksonville State in because Colorado State needed to win to get bowl, which they did not. Hawaii beat them. Hawaii got
the Warriors, man. Look out!
So that got Jacksonville State a bowl for that one. So that was kind of cool. So just real quick, we'll just take a look at it. We got New Mexico State. This is the USA Conference Championship right here, New Mexico State University at Liberty. So Liberty can get a full-on undefeated season, and then that's the college football ranking right there. So they are 25th. Wow. They'll go up a couple spots.
Liberty is 25. That's amazing.
Yeah. Probably one of the biggest games is Baylor. Yeah, unfortunately Baylor has really fallen apart.
Then he says they've fallen apart. Yep.
Oregon at Washington. This is gonna be this is Heisman versus Heisman right here.
Hopeful. Heisman hopeful.
Heisman hopeful. Yeah. Because it's really those three: Bo Nix, Chase Daniels, and Penix. But Penix hasn't looked so great as of late. So I think it's more between Bo Nix.
Are you forgetting about Jaden Daniels, man? Hello?
Who did I say? I thought that was the third one. Who else did I say? I thought I said that. Did I say Chase Daniels, or did I say his name wrong?
You might have said his name.
I think I said Chase Daniels. I think that's why. Yeah. That's who I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Those three
okay.
right
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's Friday. That's going to be next Friday, and then Saturday we got Oklahoma State at Texas for the Big 12. You got Miami, Ohio at Toledo for the MAC. This game right here shows to be determined because that's the Mountain West. We'll find out today.
Right.
And then of course you got Georgia at Alabama. This is Alabama. Alabama wins, they're in. It's really hard to, dispute that. If you beat the number one team, where's that clip at? Where's that clip at, Joe?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so.
You're usually on top of this, but I mean,
man. To beat the man, you gotta beat the man.
There you go. So they have a chance. I mean, hey, awesome. If they had lost last night against Auburn, they would have had no chance. No two-loss team has ever made the playoffs. So at least this year, maybe next year for sure. But SMU for beating up Navy, and then Tulane for beating UTSA. That's the AAC, and then like I mentioned earlier, App State at Troy. So good for that's Luke L's team right there.
I was fixing to say. I was about to mention that when you were talking about him earlier.
I texted him. He didn't text me back, so he's probably up partying. I don't know.
Right.
And then of course Michigan at Iowa. That's kind of and then Louisiana at Florida State University. But probably the biggest one, just to wrap it up, JMU.
Yeah,
JMU, because there's not enough 6-win teams. I was watching this all yesterday. Normally I would root for the bowl teams, like to get their win. There was, starting on Friday or Thursday, there was 23 teams or 24 teams left that were 5-6, and then there was 15 slots remaining. So when all was said and done, we're down to just Navy having the chance to get the last 6-6 one. So
wow,
that's what JMU was watching yesterday. They were Clemson fans, they were Hawaii fans. They were just anyone that was facing a 5-6 team. They were fans of that team for that day.
Right.
So, but they got it. They got the spot, and Jacksonville State as well. So, So it should be a really fun week, and next week we'll find out who the winners were.
Yeah. For sure, we got championship week next week. Yeah, and
absolutely.
then we got the Army Navy game.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then we'll get
the bowl stuff will be set.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Gridiron Master says, "I wonder how long Tulane can keep Willie Fritz before he's poached. He's got more Cotton Bowls than A&M does in the last 10 years." Best clip ever, Dan says. He also said earlier, Coach Aranda needs to come back home to LSU to run the defense. Yeah, well, that is the downfall of the Tigers this year is their defense. They and that's very uncharacteristic of that team. They've usually got really good defense. But okay, so anything else you want to highlight other than that? That's amazing that
it was a lot of good games.
Yeah, that's amazing that much was up in the air on the last week of the season, man. That's crazy.
It really was. It was very entertaining. It made a lot of those games a lot more interesting to watch. I feel like, especially with JMU sitting right next year, they won't have this problem. So it'll just be who's 5 and 6, who's not. But this year there was definitely a little added oomph in there because of JMU sitting in the wing. I was actually following a Reddit page that all day yesterday that had like the press. It showed the full list. I had my own list of who needed to lose, who needed to win.
Yeah.
No, it had a tracker, and they were like a JMU fan was doing a rep. He had like percentages. He had percentages to lose, and all that stuff, and how many teams needed to lose, and exactly how many how many slots there were, and it was interesting. So I kept up with that too, even though I kind of still had an idea. But very fun. Very fun.
Yeah, very cool, man. Well, thanks for that report, dude. In your opinion, who do you think the Heisman should go to this year from what you've seen through the entire regular season?
Well, to be fair, I haven't watched too much of LSU because LSU kind of became, I don't want to say completely irrelevant, but they were out of the playoff race pretty early on. They had 3 losses.
That doesn't matter for the Heisman.
So I didn't watch. No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't. So I can't say for sure that it's not him, but it's definitely between him and Bo Nix. And Bo Nix, I've definitely seen a lot more. So I'm kind of leaning Bo Nix simply because I've seen him more.
Yeah.
So, but it's up in it's between those two. I think Penix lately hasn't shown as great as he was, so I think he's kind of fallen out of the race in my opinion. But definitely Bo Nix and Daniels for sure.
Well,
but I'm leaning towards Bo.
Real quick before we get out of here, let me hit this real quick. See if I can pop this up. Yeah, whammo, and drag it over here, and I'll throw it up here real quick just to give him a shout out. Apparently, Herbstreit let everybody know that he and he's got a vote in this thing. He thinks LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels should get it, and that's who he's planning on voting for. He said that this weekend during College Game Day on ESPN. So that's one vote in my brother's corner right there.
How many votes is it?
I'm not sure how many voters there are. I'm sure. I think all past Heisman winners are in it, and I'm not sure who else is in it. Not that you'd have to ask my brother. He'd know that more than I would.
Yeah, I just haven't looked it up. It's just I like I said, I'm picking and choosing as I learn.
Right.
So I just haven't gotten that yet. So.
Yeah. That they're definitely going to send. I think the 3 you mentioned, Daniels, Nix, and Penix, are going to be the guys that go to New York. I think they send 5, don't they? Something like that.
Now that is true. Now Bo Nix went to Pac-12, which is defensive list central, and then Daniels went to SEC. So no, that's 100% true. They definitely had the easier defense to play against and put up
Nix
massive numbers.
Did.
So if that's
and Gridiron says, is the Heisman Award officially for the best quarterback, wide receiver, running back? Seems like they always get it with a few exceptions. Yeah, it's supposed to be the best player in college football. To put it in context, Johnny Manziel was a Heisman winner. Okay, Johnny Football was a Heisman winner.
But he also beat Alabama.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
If you beat Alabama, you're like automatically in the running for.
Daniel says, I have a sinking feeling that Nix will win it in the last year of the Pac-12. That is a consideration. That sometimes these awards can be political. Sometimes they'll want to give it to the Pac-12 since it's going to deteriorate and disappear in the offseason.
Well, I tell you what, the Pac-12 is still alive. They won a huge court case where they control all the money. I think they are working right now on a deal with the MAC West. and to do right now they've worked on their schedule. They've come to a deal or a tentative deal to provide they won't be eligible for as a Power 5 team, because you have to have at least 8 teams to be considered a conference in the Power 5. But no, they're going to have a full schedule, and then in the meantime it could lead to MAC West and them merging, possibly. So
we'll
Pac-12's not completely dead yet. But there's
a lot of them leaving, man.
Yeah,
wow, there's a lot of them leaving.
Only 2 left. It's Washington and Oregon State. So.
Yep. My brother says he couldn't beat LSU. Talking about mix. Well, that's yet to be seen. All right. Well, that's it for the college report. Appreciate it, Knock. I'm sure you had a ball doing all that yesterday. I was at work yesterday, so and I concentrate on my house, the NFL. That's my deal. So, and speaking of that, we got another instance of. Hang on a second.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
That's right, and we're gonna start our show. I think it's kind of funny that our man John ducked out before this, but first game we got to cover is last Monday night's game between the Philadelphia Eagles at 1 loss and Kansas City 2 losses. And the big difference in this game, and I still don't think that the Philadelphia Eagles have put together 4 quarters of good football yet. They don't look like killers to me. They really don't. But they're doing enough to win, man, and that's what it takes.
They got the number that matters right now. So.
And Kansas City,
I don't know what happened.
Their wide receivers have got to fucking get on the ball.
Yeah,
man.
That's true. That's what happened.
Oh my God. Even Kelsey was dropping balls in this game. I was like, what in the hell is going on?
I went to bed at halftime, right? And little fantasy plug here, but I had, and I mentioned it last week, I had Mahomes and my opponent had Jalen Hurts. Mahomes had 17 points. Hurts had 2 points. And I was ahead. I woke up and I lost. So, Jalen Hurts went off in the second half, and Mahomes apparently couldn't get a receiver to catch it. He couldn't throw it and catch the ball himself.
No, he couldn't. That was so funny. I think it was who's covering the game Monday night. It was Aikman and what's his name? Joe Buck. And sure enough, one of them said, yeah, it's like what Giselle said, after that one Super Bowl. Yeah, my husband can't throw it to himself, Yeah, it's crazy, man. By the way, real quick, LaToya, if you're still out there, my brother wants to know who your favorite team is. Let's see. Drops are contagious. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. The worst one was the one Scantling dropped. He had that guy beat by a good 5 yards, and you can't throw that ball any better than Mahomes did. And my God, to drop that, the whole world watching, right? It's the only game on. And he dropped that thing. I mean, it was a beautiful ball too.
All I can see is like Tyreek Hill putting his hand up with the gloves, and it has like 2
right.
fingers.
How much is that team? Yeah. How much is that team missing that kind of play? I
mean, they could still win without it, but it didn't. They didn't. So that in this particular instance, they didn't. So
they came up short, and that's going to kill them. It's going to kill them when it gets to the playoffs.
And guess what?
If that doesn't turn around, I mean,
because of this, Broncos are only 2 games behind them.
Right? The Broncos are only 2 games behind. The longest, boys and girls, believe it or not, the fucking Denver Broncos have the longest winning streak, right? Current winning streak going in the NFL right now. They've won 4 games in a row. And you know what's funny? I got to tell you guys this, because look, me and my man Knock have known each other for a long time. They're winning the way I play Madden. They're going out there and they're kicking field goals when they're presented to them, and they're just playing good defense behind it, and they're winning it in the end. And it's driving Knock absolutely berserko, because he can't stand the fact that they can't just pull away. It's driving him nuts.
There's just absolutely and I say it all the time. It's my number one saying. They're allergic to going up by 2 scores.
It's impossible. Going up by 2
it's
scores.
Impossible for them to do it.
But
I don't know.
It's working, man. You got a 4-game winning
It works,
streak going.
but I don't want to stay up until midnight. God bless it. Sometimes I do want to go to sleep by halftime.
You poor guys on the East Coast where you got to get up in the morning. Yeah, you got to wait until. I mean, and it's dude, when he does throw the touchdown passes, they're beautiful, man. It's awesome, and it's amazing.
It's nice that
to watch.
finally doing something.
Yeah, it's
finally
really
doing something. It's usually only at the end of the game, but at least it's doing something.
But this game actually put the Baltimore Ravens in the driver's seat in the AFC.
Looking good.
They are looking real good, man. So, you Kansas City fans better hope that
I'm curious. I'm curious, like how far do they go with Lamar and then they just sit him for the rest of the season? And it's just like, let's avoid any injuries.
Right.
Let's just get to the playoffs. We don't even care for 7th seed. Just get us to the playoffs, and then that's it.
All right. Well, the next one we got to talk. Next, we got to talk about Thanksgiving. We got to talk about Thanksgiving, and boy, did. Okay,
I definitely picked the Lions in this one.
Did we? Yeah, so did I.
I don't think I did my picks, but I definitely would have picked the Lions in this one. I'm being perfectly honest with that one. I would have been all Lions.
Look at my brother, man. He watches everything. He says big ahead Spider-Man in the background is awesome. He's talking about my boy over here. But yeah, I picked them too, and wow, Green Bay has improved. They're getting better and better every week on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not saying they're going anywhere at all. That's not what I'm saying. But, as these games go, these divisional games, when you get near the end of the year, the Packers clearly were playing for pride, and it showed. They came out there like it was their Super Bowl this year and beat the shit out of the fucking Lions. They beat up Goff. Goff, he fumbled twice, I think. He threw a couple of picks. Ugly. Yeah, it was ugly. It was bad. They were beating on him all day. Danny says Lions are pretenders. I'm beginning to believe that, Dan. Really. I think they're going to have to regroup and start leaning on Montgomery a little bit more.
Yeah. What is it you say? Especially the Lions. They don't. What is it? What's the saying? Don't know how to win.
Yeah,
right.
It's hard
with
for
Lions,
teams that have been down so long to learn how to win, and it's
because with the Lions they're always second half team, right? They're always they do real crappy in the beginning, and then they catch on fire and they finish really strong. Now they've started really good. Yeah, right. That's So
and
how can they
I don't know. I don't know if Green Bay's defense has improved, or if they just weren't taking this game seriously, the Lions. In other words, they thought they could just run right through them like they weren't going to be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know which case it is. I really don't. But, they got to shore some stuff out there because they're looking like.
And you were the puss. Always bled.
Yeah, that's what right there, man. It's pretty bad. But anyway, it was. I didn't enjoy this game because I thought for sure the Lions were just going to come out here and kick their ass, and it did not happen. Speaking of ass kickings, Dak Prescott is on a roll. They showed out, but this game was kind of close in the first half. But wow, did the depth chart show in the second half? Good Lord!
You know what I saw all day is Dak the best quarterback in the league?
Oh no!
Because it's come on, man.
No, come on!
Really a question?
No, you can't say it.
But this did cost Jack Del Rio his job.
Yes, it did.
Slowly going through everybody but Ron Rivera until the end of the season. So.
Yeah. Before we get away from the Lions too far, Danny says Goff way too loose with the football, and he loves the puss who always bled clip. That's for sure. Washington couldn't stop him at all in the fourth quarter. My God, that was. And dude, we saw history in that game. Bland gets a 5th pick 6, and nobody can say, "Oh, it was a 17-game season." He did it in 11 games. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that is absolutely insane.
I didn't watch too much of this game because every time I looked at the scoreboard, the Cowboys got another touchdown. So I was like, I didn't really watch too much of this one. Yeah. And I was, drinking with my brothers. So, it was like.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I know. Yeah.
You kind of knew this was coming, really.
Yeah.
And my brother says Rivera has got to go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to. There's rumors.
They're trying
swirling out
so
there.
hard to wait till the end of the season.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to wait till the end of the season, but we know that's coming. There's a lot of rumors rolling around that the Chargers or the Washington Redskins are either going to get either Jim Harbaugh or Bill Belichick. A lot of people are talking about Bill Belichick changing teams, but I wouldn't be surprised. Excuse me, especially if Michigan somehow wins the college playoff. If Harbaugh came back to the NFL to one of these franchises, but
Well,
I
what's
think
funny is that Harbaugh could still be Michigan's head coach and be an NFL coach because Harbaugh doesn't need to be there in Michigan for them to win. So
right.
Why don't you just
They've won 3 games in a row without him.
2 paychecks. You'll telework Michigan, and you'll work.
Now, to be fair,
NFL.
just so folks understand, he's actually there coaching in the building during the week. He's there. It's just he can't be on the sideline for games. He can't be at the game. He is preparing that team every week. David Glenn says, "I need a good laugh this morning. Have y'all talked about the Vikings yet? I was cooking
Not yet.
bacon. Not yet, buddy. It's coming. But yeah, this game was ridiculous. Of course, they did the thing with the Salvation Army bucket. They had a turkey leg. Dallas had a good time.
Didn't Elliott get fined for that when he did it?
He did, but I thought for sure they were going to flag him. I thought for sure they were going to flag him.
I thought that was a no-go. I thought they couldn't do that.
Apparently, it's not anymore. I guess
And there was
Dallas
turkey
gets to
in
get
there?
away with it.
What the hell?
Yeah, they had turkey legs in there. Yeah, it
What
was
the
funny.
hell?
Yep.
And the fan was just eating it like the hell?
Yep. Unbelievable. Anyway, Cowboys in the romper stomper. And I get the joy of going next Thursday, thanks to my brother's son-in-law, or stepson. I can't remember exactly how that's said, but got me tickets to the Seahawks game when they go into Dallas next week, right after this crushing loss to the 49ers.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Okay. It was bad. Okay.
49ers when they're healthy, man.
49ers may be the best team in the NFL. I mean,
when
they
healthy.
put it together. They
Have no
don't
depth.
ever look bad. They don't ever look bad when they're healthy, dude. I mean, in the second, I have not seen a worse half of football than I saw out of the Seahawks in the first half this weekend. It was bad. It was really bad. At one point, I think after 3 drives on each side of the ball, we had 0 yards of offense, and the 49ers had already scored like 3 times. It was bad, man. It was embarrassing, but hey, this is what happens when you're at the tail end of somebody's career, which is exactly where Carroll and Geno Smith are at. It's rough to see, man. I like our defense. I think holding the 49ers to 31 points is pretty good. Believe it or not. I mean, I just think they're that good a team. They're going to put it on you. They just are. And I'm not looking forward. I am looking forward to going to Dallas and my guys. Hopefully I'll get some signatures at the game and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be the same results. They're
are they playing Dallas?
Better defense, and they're on the road this time instead of being at home. We were at home when that happened to us. And then let's see. We got this. We got the Cowboys, and then we get to go to San Francisco and play these guys again twice in 3 weeks. I mean, it's I see our playoff hopes going way out the window at this point. It's not looking good.
After we're done with these, can we check out the standings once?
Yeah,
we're done
absolutely.
With
we'll check out the standings. Yeah,
I haven't looked at them in a while. Kind of see where we're at.
Well, we got one more game to talk about, and that was the first Black Friday game. And
now, before you get too much into this,
I've got to ask. I really do. C Chunks, LSU, and an egg. Listen, laid an egg, I guess, is what he's trying to say. But man, I got to tell you, this was an embarrassing football game right here for the New York Jets. I don't know if you watch this game, but their defense does not deserve the offense they get. The defense in the first half held the Miami Dolphins to 10 points, this explosive team to 10 points. There's Foxy. That is the girl from those thumbnails there, David Glenn. That is Foxy. She is a big Dolphins fan. But they picked off Tua twice in the first half, you know? I mean, you can't do any more than that, being the defense of the Jets. And my God, that second turnover, they get the ball at midfield with like 2 seconds to go in the half. They tell Boyle to go out there and launch one into the end zone, but he doesn't quite make it to the end zone. It falls short of the end zone, and everybody's standing in the end zone. The only guy that's outside the end zone is a defensive back for the fucking Dolphins. He catches it at the 1, and he returns it 99 yards because all the skill players are behind him. The only thing he's got to get through is the lineman and the quarterback. It's crazier shit I've never seen, man. That was just wow. That was crazy. Jets equal garbage. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and I have to do a little flashback to last week when it was the Bills and the Jets. The Jets are exactly who I said they were. They're garbage. Okay. Yeah. Defense is great, but that offense is just too bad. You called me crazy for calling the Bills last week. You called me crazy.
Well, we thought we don't have to go back to that.
The Bills crushed them, and I knew, So I had no surprise in this one. Yeah, they had a good first half, but if I've learned anything from college, the first half doesn't mean a whole lot. The better teams adjust in the second half.
Yeah.
And, especially when you stop doing turnovers so much.
Right.
Then that was a huge loss. That sucked.
Yeah, it did suck that they lost Phillips. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Latoya Williams says New Orleans Saints, Daniel. Same team as yours. Same team as yours. Yep.
That's Danny's team. Republic as well.
Yep, absolutely. We got a lot of Saints fans involved with the show. But I tell you, the Jets are so handcuffed because of Aaron Rodgers. This is what happens when you make your deal with the devil. Here's what I'm talking about. The fact that he's not there, now they're stuck with now that he's not there, they're stuck with Nathaniel Hackett running that offense. And he's only good at running it for fucking Aaron Rodgers. I heard one of the announcers say, yeah, it'd be different if Aaron Rodgers was playing, because if he didn't like the play call, he'd just change it. Right? Which he's known to do a lot. But these guys can't do that. And if you take a look at the stats for this game, man. They had Boyle, who was third string on their depth chart before they reordered it after Rodgers, right? Before they signed Simeon, right? Trevor Simeon, who has a better overall record of throwing the football than Boyle does. I don't know why they didn't start him instead of Boyle, but they had Boyle go out there and throw it 37 times, and they only ran the ball 8 times. Now, this is a team that picked up Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Most teams...
most wasted player ever.
Right? Most teams, if you're on a backup quarterback, what do? You run the football, play good defense, and try and keep it close, right? No. They got Boyle out here throwing the ball like it's nobody's business. Nathaniel Hackett is one of the worst coaches in the NFL. The only reason why he's around is because he'll do whatever Aaron Rodgers says. That's the only reason why he's around. And they're stuck with that. They're stuck with that guy trying to coach up these quarterbacks. It's just it's horrible, man. If I'd have been the head coach of and here's the thing, Robert Saleh, he may be a great defensive coordinator, but he may be one of these guys who's just a coordinator, because I don't think I'd have let them put Boyle in. I think I'd have stuck with Wilson. At least he's looking better, you know. I mean, man, just unbelievable. It was horrible. It was horrible. I hated it for Jets fans. I loved it for my wife. She was digging it, you know. She was a little worried at the beginning when Tua was throwing interceptions. You know what I mean? But man, just it sucked. Anything else you want to say about this game, dude? Anything? Because
No,
it's hard to talk
ready
about
to
the
move on
Jets.
from that one.
It is really hard to talk about the Jets, man. Okay, so let's get into today's slate of games.
Actually, I will say one more thing about the Dolphins.
Okay.
Cool, they have another crappy win under their belt. So,
Yeah, they beat
let's
another.
let's play the big boys and actually beat them, and then we can talk.
That's
and see
the thing.
Talk about pretenders.
That's the knock on the Dolphins and the Giants. They have to.
They're Pac-12 right now.
Right, they're the Pac-12. They have to beat teams that are as good as they are record-wise. They have to beat the winning teams. Yeah,
that's the last thing
I'll
I'll say about them. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Let's see. Okay.
Did you see that video though? Sorry, I just remembered. Did you see the video of the Jets fans talking to McDaniels? Like he was standing in front of a heater.
Okay.
And they were like jeering at him for standing in front of a heater. He turns around, he goes, "I'm cold," and he goes, and then he goes, "Also winning."
Also winning, yeah, that sounds like him. That sounds like him.
All the coaches.
By the way, if you haven't watched Hard Knocks on HBO, they're on there now, and that's
that guy.
They've got something good cooking there. It's just
he's just so funny.
He is funny, but they've got to learn how to win against the tough teams, man. They really do. Okay, starting off with the Saints today. The Saints at 5-5 go up against the Atlanta Falcons at 4-6. This could be for the division, folks. This is how bad this division is this year.
Yeah.
The 500 team is leading it.
Carolina's, Atlanta fans.
They're within striking distance if they got on a roll, right?
That's what they're Atlanta fans today. They want the Falcons to win to keep everybody back.
Right. They're only 4 games back of the leader. If they went on a big losing streak, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think New Orleans is going to hold serve. I mean, but they are in Atlanta, and this is a division game. Who the hell knows, man? Who knows?
And we got who is it? Heineke still? I don't know if they switched back or not, but I think it's still Heineke.
I don't think they've switched back. No, pretty sure it's Heineke. They've gone with that guy. I'm pretty sure.
And Carr's been kind of whatever. Winning.
Yeah,
he's gotten hurt a few times.
Right.
So I haven't paid too much attention.
My brother wants to see Jameis Winston. That's who he wants to see. And he says the Saints will dump today. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Probably because they're in Atlanta. That's probably why he's saying that.
Who's going to have a better day, Kamara or Robinson? I don't know. I feel like
it's both of these teams need to hand the ball off a lot more than they do.
This is a coin flip to me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm kind of leaning the Saints because I would trust their defense a little bit better, but
Atlanta's a good football team. It's just they're hamstrung at the quarterback position, no doubt. But they're talented. I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking the Saints in this just because of their defense, like you said. I think their defense is better. So
I think I'm gonna go Saints too. I kind of like the
that one's rough. This one is rough. Yeah. When it's a coin flip, you got to go with the home team just because, like I've said before, they usually get the calls because the refs want to be able to walk to cars.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little less than a coin flip, but it's really close.
Yeah, it is. But I'm going Saints. Yeah. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, man.
Against the Bengals, the hapless. This is, wow. Yeah. You want to talk about some bad games here. Oof. Pittsburgh, they just find ways to win.
But they finally fired him. They finally fired
they got rid of Canada. They
finally got. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is new hope. This is new. This is a new day. Yeah. Tomlin still finds ways to win games. So their defense is awesome.
Danny says the no Joe. He says I put the Nojo on teams. He said the Saints will lose for sure. Yeah, Pittsburgh, and they're going up against the Bengals without their trigger man. It's going to be, what's his name? Browning? Is that his name? The backup for the.
Oh man, yeah, I don't even. I'll look it up real quick. Keep going.
I'm pretty sure it's Browning is the guy's name, and he didn't
I
look
actually forgot
bad
all
in
about that,
relief.
too.
He didn't look bad in relief of Joe Burrow. In
Yeah,
his
Jake
first
Browning.
outing.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's not Joe Burrow. So, and that Pittsburgh defense is tough, man. I have to give it to Pittsburgh today.
I think the Bengals should be putting some phone calls out, getting a little, hey Ryan Magic, you
right,
available?
Fitzmagic. You want to
you
play for
available up
another
there?
NFL franchise? You want to put another notch in your belt, man? You know.
You see the Browns picked up Joe Flacco. I know I posted that.
Yes,
last week.
yes,
That was
Joe
interesting.
Flacco.
Okay.
Joe Flacco.
Should have went to the Bengals. He'd be starting.
Right, he'd be starting right now. Shit.
Oh man.
I don't know. Browning didn't look bad, but he's not Joe Burrow.
I'm gonna go steal. I think TJ Watt's gonna feast on Browning.
Yeah, that's what.
And he's gonna hold the ball too much.
Because we know one thing for sure: the Bengals front line has not improved at all. Mm-hmm. They are a fucking sieve. That's why Joe Burrow is out for the rest of the season again. You know,
I might see if I got Mixon in any of my lines and take him out.
Right. Yep. Because if I was Pittsburgh, I'd load the box, dare him to throw. Mm-hmm. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Okay. So next up, now this is going to be a fun football game. My brother is a closet case Jaguars fan. He calls them the Jaguars, and he's not too high on their quarterback because he's a Clemson guy, and the only Tigers to him are the LSU Tigers. So, but I'm sure he's pulling for him today, and they're going up against probably the guy that's going to win Rookie of the Year, Stroud. And they're in Houston. This is going to be a good football game. It's going to be a good measuring stick game to see who's got the upper hand for this division. I'm pretty sure they've played already this year, and I think that the Jags lost to them already once this year.
I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, look it up for me. I'm fixing to pull up the standings over here so we can have that ready after we're done with our picks. But, yeah, definitely look that up for me.
They won them in week 3, or they beat them in week 3, 37-17.
Yeah, and that was in Jacksonville. Yep. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see if they can bounce back and beat them. They're leading the division right now, but I mean, if they lose this game, it's going to be hard for them to win that division because the Texans will have swept them, and yeah, it's going to be kind of tough.
Now it was a month ago, but Houston's was the one victory for Carolina.
Yeah.
And they beat the Cardinals last week, so
Yeah. But
Reds might not be as good.
Anyway, this matchup, it being a division game, I'm going to go Jacksonville this time. I mean, I know Stroud and them boys are playing really well, but they've been close games. He's winning them at the end, and I how these really good division matchups go. They like to go on the other guy's field and beat them. And look at Daniel. He's like, Shags. And then he says, no, Joe. Oh, no. I put the no, Joe on him. Hey, man, I have no control over football games, okay? I'm just making my pick. And I think the Jaguars are going to win today. That's what I think. So
I always have the hardest time trusting the Jags.
They are hard to trust, man. But you can trust their running back, though. Their running back's good. He's really good. Etienne's great. Yeah.
This is kind of rough because
the guy you can't trust is Trevor Lawrence. That's the dude you can't trust.
Yeah,
right there.
You know what? I'm gonna go for the upset on this one. I'm gonna go Texans. I think they can pull it off. They get a few turnovers, which Lawrence
is that an upset though? That should be the favorite.
I think so. I think so because of the fact the Jaguars are leading in the division. So I think you can consider it an upset.
Yeah, I don't know, but. That's going to be a good one to watch. I hope we get to see that one locally. I really do. I really want to see that one. Next up, oh my God, my man Baker Mayfield playing really good football on another bad football team. You see all these backups playing for all these teams, and then you see Baker. The guy has got guts. He's tough. He gets beat on, and the Arizona, excuse me, not the Arizona, but the Kansas City Chiefs were dropping so many balls the other day. I would be interested to see who the second most drop balls are, and I would imagine it's probably the Buccaneers. I've seen Mike Evans, this badass receiver, drop more balls this season. It's horrible. But they're playing the Colts, who is even playing quarterback for the Colts?
Minshew.
That's right. Fucking
they had a bye week, so they've had some time to prepare.
This might be a fun game to watch then.
Yeah.
Because it's two guys that have moxie, man.
And the Colts have Jonathan Taylor back, who's been running very well. So
yeah,
I'm leaning towards the Colts in this one, especially at home.
Yeah.
The defense is not bad.
I'm with you. Yeah,
Jonathan Taylor's been awesome.
Danny says Baker Mayfield, great commercials. Yes, he does make great commercials. Yes,
I wonder if they're only local, but there's got to be some commercials down here with him on the ship.
Right? Got to.
If there's not, that's like a missed opportunity.
That is a huge missed opportunity if they're not doing that, for sure. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think the Colts will win that one. But I hate it for Baker, man. He's on another bad team. It's just, oh
my God. Do we even have to talk about this next one?
Yes, we do. Because my brother and I are New England Patriots fans, and we do not want to lose to the New York Giants.
I'm gonna go Giants.
If we lose to the Giants today, then Belichick has got to go. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that about Bill. But
honestly, up to 2, the Giants can actually score some points. So I'm going Giants. I don't know. Get Barkley going. That's all you got to do. I don't know. You got DeVito. You got Danny DeVito versus
who all of a sudden is playing good.
versus
who all of a sudden is playing good. Now Danny's got a good question. Who's the quarterback? Well, for the Giants, it's DeVito. And he's actually playing decent. For the other team, I was watching.
Mac Jones is QB1, I believe, this week. Yeah.
He's number 1, but they both took equal amount of snaps at practice this week.
Yeah, he's got like
he prepared both quarterbacks.
He's got a super short leash this week, but he's number 1.
Super short leash. He's going to start the
QB1A.
game. But Zappy is ready. He's had just as many snaps in practice this week. So, he doesn't want to lose to the Giants, man. We lost 2 Super Bowls, these fucking fools. We don't want to lose to these guys.
Talk about Super Bowl rematches.
I'm telling you, man.
Why was there so much hype about the Eagles and Chiefs? Like this should be the hype right here.
I mean, I know you live in Virginia, but I don't know if you understand the rivalry between the city of Boston and the city of New York. I mean, the only time we've been on the same page is because it took a disaster. It took 9/11 for us to get on the same page. We hate everything with a New York moniker on it. Okay, that's just all there is to it, and hate losing to them. Doesn't matter, And New York hates us. I mean, look, the longest running and fiercest rivalry you'll ever see is the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, dude. If you watch those baseball games, it's must-see TV. There's a fight in almost every game they play against each other. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we don't want to lose today. I'm picking. Oh God, do I have to pick this game? I don't want to put the Nojo on. I'm picking them. Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots. I know my brother's going to say Nojo, but yeah. But New England has no quarterback. They have the better defense, though. They have the better defense.
Breaking college news.
Breaking college
earlier.
news.
UNLV will host Boise State in the Mountain West Championship game. The computers have decided.
Look out. The computers have decided that UNLV and
Boise State.
And my brother just texted me, go Sox. That's right. See, he knows what I'm talking about. He must have already switched over to Terry. Yeah, it's Terry time for him. He don't ever miss Terry Bradshaw, man.
Okay.
Who is that? Well, he's a local legend. We have a road in this town in Shreveport called the Terry Bradshaw Passway. He went to high school here, and he went to college down the road at Ruston, LA Tech. So, yeah, he's a big thing around here.
Boise State actually fired their head coach a month ago. So
really?
It's
and now they're in a championship game.
Now
Great.
they're in a championship game.
Wow,
yeah,
they turned it
bowl
around.
Eligible, and then they definitely turned it around. They were 3-4 at one point, and not a lot of hope. So
okay, so back to the NFL.
Yep.
I'm taking New England. I'm sure you're taking
I'm going to stick
Giants.
with the Giants.
Yeah, good God.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Speaking
of who cares, here's another couple of losers.
I mean,
you got to go with the Titans just because it's the Panthers. I mean, these guys find ways to lose. Look at that. 32nd overall in offense. Titans aren't much better. 30th.
No, 30th.
But look at this. The Panthers are 5th in defense. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it has to do with the division they're in, though, man. It's a bad division. and the South is not a bad division this year. They aren't. They have to play the Jaguars and the fucking Houston Texans and the Colts. That division's actually taking a step up this year. Even though Richardson got knocked out, I'm giving it to the Titans. I think they're going to do enough to win. That's about all I got to say about that. As Forrest Gump would say. Yeah, Danny said it's Terry time. See, I told you. Terry Bradshaw. It's Terry Bradshaw time. What do you think about this one? Think Bryce Young can get another? Yeah, Titans. You kind of got to, man. I think the Panthers.
And the fact that we're picking Titans, that means they're going to lose. So
they're going to lose. Both of us picked them. So yeah, we just put the kibosh on them. Shit. All right, now we get into the afternoon games, and we have the two teams that haven't played in my division yet playing each other. The Los Angeles Rams against the Arizona Cardinals.
Beat up Matthew Stafford versus Kyler Murray, who's fresh off his three-time points Call of Duty weekend. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. I'm gonna say, I'm just looking at the defensive numbers here.
Now, I believe Kyren Williams, who played really good early on in the season before he got hurt and put on IR, is back this week for the Rams. So I think that's a little bit of a plus there.
Is Matthew Stafford starting? Yes. Rams. Thank you very much. There you go. I'm sorry. I believe in the guy. I think, that old Georgia Bulldog is tough. So I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, Rams. They love to beat up the division, dude. They might lose a lot of games outside of it. They own our division. I guarantee you, the Arizona Cardinals are quaking in their boots as we speak because the Rams are coming to town.
Might make it a little entertaining, but I'm going Rams.
Okay. Next up in the afternoon window, the best defense in the NFL.
Another ugly game for
travels to the longest running win streak in the NFL. The number one defense.
Not looking forward to this at all.
I know you're not looking forward to it. This
is a 10-6 game written all over it.
Yes, it is. This is a field goal fest right here. That's exactly what it is.
I picked up Will Lutz as my kicker, so
right.
Let's get 5 more field goals there, Lutz.
There you go. That's why he brought him there. That's why Peyton brought him there. He had him in New Orleans. He trusts the guy. He brought him up there with him because he knew he was going to have to do this. He knew he was going to have to win this way until he got the defense fixed.
We have like a dozen turnovers in the last 3 games. We got to keep that going. Turnover. That's how we win this. Turnovers, great field position, field goals. That's how we win. They have a backup.
It's going to be a
QB.
defensive slugfest. That defensive number for the Broncos is kind of skewered by that Miami
really
game.
Is.
It really is.
They're top 10 since
they
then.
have been playing good defense. If you've watched their games during this winning streak, that's who's been leading the way. I mean, the offense, basically, the offense is not fucking it up now. They've gone from fucking it up to not fucking it up, and the results are looking better. So, and this guy Sutton, dude, I had never really watched him until the last couple of games when they were in prime time, and that guy is pretty damn good, man.
No, he's great. We have great receivers.
Yeah.
Judy, I hate that.
I'm not a big fan of Judy. Judy
no, he needs to be more. Yeah, he needs to do better. He's not on the field when they're getting their.
That guy Sutton, though, he's money, dude. That guy is.
We
nice.
paid him, so he needs to do more. Like last year, he did not do well at all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but and this one,
I wish they'd get Mims Jr.
The Browns, you've got to attack that backup quarterback. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
You've got to attack him. They've got to make him make mistakes. And you know what? We've said it before. Denver has a great home field advantage. They really do.
Oh, yeah.
Guys will get winded. I don't think that.
Especially since we're on this win streak, that crowd's going to show up.
Dude, I guarantee you guys are going to be running the ball a lot early. If I know Sean Payton, you're going to be running the ball a lot early. Yeah, this game is going to drive you berserk, dude. It is. Yeah. It's know that now. And
then we have the Texans next week, so that's going to be awesome.
Well, yeah, that's going to be a shootout. No doubt about that, man.
It's going to be Russell Wilson's best game of the season, I bet.
Right? I'm serious. It will be. You watch. Yeah. But this one, yeah. Oof. And the thing I hate about this one is one reason why they said that we didn't lose anything when we lost Russ and Geno Smith became the starter. Both of them like to hang on to the ball too fucking long.
Yeah. God, that's gonna
hurt because you're going up against the best pass rusher there is in Myles Garrett, dude. That guy.
That's got to be like literally like Sean Payton sending Russell, text messages at 3 a.m. Don't hold on to the ball.
Don't hold on to the ball.
Hold on to the ball.
Get rid of it.
Just,
I don't give a shit if you set
rounds
over their heads. I don't care. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Oh man, don't kill yourself, right?
You'll probably see some more rollouts as well.
As much as I love great defense, I would love to watch this game though. This one and the Jaguars game I think are going to be the best games of the day. I really do. But if I got to pick one, I got to go with the hot hand, man. They've got the experienced quarterback. They have a decent defense. Yeah, I got to go with the Broncos. Got to go with them. I hate to put the mojo on your team, but that's who I got to roll with, man. They got 4 in a row.
Lose, I'm blaming it all on you.
So. That's it. Don't worry, my brother does it all the time. Worry not. Okay, what else we got? Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Interesting.
It is interesting because let's see. Vegas lost their first game with their interim coach, Pierce, last week, and it was against the Dolphins, I think. Right? Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, they lost to the Dolphins. And but they didn't lose by much. It's not like the Dolphins blew them out. This team is playing different now that fucking the franchise destroyer has been sent out of town on a rail, and the Chiefs can't catch the fucking ball. That's just as simple as it is. I mean, guys are running wide open. Patrick Mahomes is hitting them in stride, and they are dropping footballs. It's just horrible. It is absolutely horrible. But their defense, the Chiefs' defense, is better than advertised. They are really good. They're very opportunistic. I hate to say it, I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. I think they're going to catch enough balls to beat this team. But it would not shock me at all if the Raiders showed up and beat them.
I'm definitely kind of rooting for the Raiders, but
of course you're rooting for the Raiders.
I also don't want the Raiders to win, so I'm kind of like
you kind of stuck.
I kind of go with the let's get them out of the way so that at least that don't have to worry about it for a wild card spot.
You kind of want to root for the Chiefs here. You do. Yeah. You want them knocked out because you're not catching the Chiefs. You're not catching the Chiefs. Do you play them again?
No. I think we split.
You've already played and you split. Yeah, you did beat them. I can't see you guys catching them. I really can't. I'd be rooting for the Chiefs if I was you. I'd be rooting for every team that was playing teams below you and ahead of you in the wild card race for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because Denver's turned it around, man. They're back to 500. If they keep this win streak going, man, they could make some hay in that friggin' wild card race for sure. But yeah, I think Kansas City's going to pull this one out. What do you said who you're rooting for?
No, I think the Chiefs got this. I think they got it. I think the wide receivers will be fine. Kelsey, oh man, John's not here. I don't know.
Right?
If is Taylor going to be there?
Right? Is Taylor going to be at the game in Vegas? We don't know.
You know the one thing, and I know a lot of people are like over the Taylor Swift thing, but can you imagine as a kid, like right now, if you're like, dude, one day I could date a Taylor Swift.
I'm not.
That's crazy.
I've got nothing bad to say about it. Let them kids have fun, man.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him, honestly.
Kelsey's on every commercial you see on television. He's on every one of them.
They have that him and his brother have that show that they do, that talk show that they do.
Yeah,
and I love listening to excerpts from that because they're like they have like a holiday song that's like #1 on iTunes right now.
Yeah,
and they were like, gotta thank the Swifties because we were like number 8, and then the Swifties came out, and now we're #1 on iTunes. So I don't know, man. I can't get enough of it. I know I'm not. I know there's a lot of people that are completely over this, but I'm just like all in on it.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
I am, man. Well, look, Taylor Swift's cool, man. I mean, you gotta love it for. I think Bill Belichick said it best. She's the best catch he's ever made.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Also in the afternoon window, we've got a big matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philly.
Sorry, I'm going Philly right now. You know I don't trust the Bills as far as I can throw Josh Allen.
Well, they're definitely better than you think they are, but I'm still going to go with Philly.
Yeah.
Say what you want. The Bills are a good team.
Yeah, they're all right. Fuck that team, man. I can't stand the fucking Bills. I hate that team. Oh, God. I can't believe my Boston football team is in a division with 2 New York teams. Ugh, yuck. Unbelievable. But anyway, Josh Allen looked better with his quarterback coach calling plays. I guess he knows the
yeah.
But you know what's if you watch that game last week, he was getting rid of the ball quicker. He wasn't doing the Josh Allen thing. But then again, that's the 2 most up and down quarterbacks in the NFL are Dak Prescott and fucking Josh Allen. If they just learn how to be consistent, both of them would be fucking world beaters. But no, they can't be. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. Philly all day long. Even if they have a bad game, they win. Just like they did last week.
Definitely go for Eagles. And in the standings, I'm going for the Eagles because, I need Buffalo to lose.
Yeah.
We got the tiebreaker over them. We got the tiebreaker over the Bills. So
Yeah. You've beaten them. So fuck them. That's right. Go Philly. Even though my whole thing would have been different. Hang on one second. David Glenn says Buffalo Bills are the 21st century version of the Vikings. No doubt about it, dude. Absolutely. Both franchises gone to 4 Super Bowls and had won a 1. It's ridiculous.
I feel like the Bills are the Bills of the 21st century. I don't know.
Right? They are the Bills. But look, up until the San Francisco game, Thanksgiving night, I would have been pulling for Buffalo in this one. But seeing how we got destroyed by San Francisco, I just don't see how we're going to turn it around. Not with the current team we've got.
I think that game is next week, isn't it?
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
The Eagles and 49ers. I think that one's coming up here too.
Yeah, it is. It's coming up pretty quick. Yeah. But
it is next week.
My whole thing is this, the Seahawks. I'm talking about my Seahawks.
Yeah, sorry.
That's totally changed now that they got smoked by the Niners. It's totally changed.
broke them.
They broke my team. They broke my team. My team's going to get beat up for the next 2 weeks. And so screw this. I was hoping to bring Philly back to the pack. We had a chance to catch them by a couple of games. They'd lose a couple, right? Nah, I've lost all hope now after watching the way we played. Dude, it was horrible. They looked like the Keystone Cops on offense in the first half. My man Geno Smith almost got a safety because he got tripped by his own running back. He fell into the end zone almost. It was bad. It was really bad. Yeah. Fuck them Bills. Eagles all day long. Thank you very much. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, the nightcap. Oh, good Jesus.
Go Ravens. And the other team who I thought they're just not a great team. Called me crazy for that one too. But hey, they keep losing.
They're a talented team coached by a fucking moron.
Last time I heard Dream Team, Vince Young called the Eagles the Dream Team.
Yeah, and wow.
They blew that season. So this is shaping up to be like that. Just pretenders.
You're talking about Michael Vick's Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about, yeah. Baltimore should go in there and just blast this team. Blast the doors off of them.
39th in defense.
I think
Bosa got hurt in that one too. One of the Bosa brothers.
Yeah.
I think Joe got hurt.
He did get hurt in that last game. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're beat up. They're beat up right now.
Beat up. On the defensive side of the ball, they are beat up.
Look at that.
Keenan Allen's a beast. I just hate it for the guys that are good on that team to just have a coach that just keeps putting his defense in impossible situations. It's fucking stupid. Brandon Stokely is not going to be the coach of the Chargers next year. I can tell you that right now. He's not going to be.
Do you think if this one's a blowout, it might be this week?
No. Nobody expects them to beat the Ravens. The Ravens are fucking look, the Ravens are the Niners of the AFC. They're the team that's killing everybody right now. They're destroying teams. The Ravens, what they've got to do is manage. They almost need to put Jackson on a pitch count, don't they? Really, you mentioned it earlier in the show, dude. They've got to manage. They've got to manage this game. If they get, and it would not be surprising if they got a 3-score lead, they got to start handing the ball off and just take the air out of the ball and end this game as quickly as possible, because it's getting to that part of the year where Jackson may get nicked up, and you don't want that going down the stretch if you're a Ravens fan. This team is playing too good. It's a brand of football that I'm not a fan of. It's the read option stuff, and I like pocket passers. But hey, this is the NFL now.
He has been throwing more this
and look,
he got great receivers. Odell,
he's a Superman in the regular season. Until he does it in the playoffs, you can't call him legit.
The biggest loss though was Mark Andrews for the year. That hurt. So he probably has to run more now because of that.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate.
Is OBJ playing, or is he hurt already?
I think he's good. I think he's been playing. But man, Mark Andrews was his go-to guy, and probably going to be the reason why hip tackles are going to get banned.
Yeah. But yeah, every Ravens fan, I'm sure, is watching Jackson and just hoping he doesn't get nicked up, because
right.
This team they're pretty tough, man. The defense is better than advertised. They're number 3 in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
That's a winning combination. You're in the top 10 on both sides of the ball. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
You can do damage. It's ridiculous.
Gonna win some games there.
Yeah, I'm pulling for the Chargers, but
I'm not.
I don't think there's
I like them right in the basement where they are.
I know you like them right where they're at. I just got a soft spot for the Chargers, man. I loved watching Dan Fouts play when I was a kid. He was a really good quarterback. And this team has always got a good quarterback. I guarantee you, if Herbert was playing for another team, he'd be playing a lot better. It's just horrible. The coaching staff on that team sucks. Okay, one last game this week. And that would be the Monday Nighter.
Oh. Probably not going to watch too much of this game. I might watch the first half.
Watch the first
I'm
quarter.
actually off Monday and Tuesday. So
and I'm going for the upset. I'm saying the Bears are going to win this one. Fields is back.
I'm
and
going to stick with the Vikings.
The Cinderella story is over with for Dobbs. He got beat.
So you think he can get back on track now that he has more time with the team?
I think he's a gamer. Don't get me wrong. I like Dobbs. He's tough. I like Dobbs. He's tough. He's tough. But yeah, and David Glenn says, I've been waiting for this. I'm just saying it's on national television, and the last time the Bears played on national TV, who were they playing? Was it the Panthers? I can't remember who they were playing on national television. But Fields showed out. How many touchdowns did he throw to fucking Moore? You remember the game I'm talking about? It was before he got
vaguely. Hurt. I don't remember too much of the Bears game.
But they lit that fucking team up. It was horrible what they did to that team. I can't remember what game it was.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, sure. But it was in prime time. I do remember that. And it might even have been on Monday Night Football. I'm not sure. Was it Green Bay they beat to death like that? I mean, they rolled up the points on them. I think
38-20 over the Packers.
The Packers. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, they beat the shit out of the Packers, man.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They lost that one. No, that wasn't it.
Okay.
The Commanders, 40-20.
That's right, because the Commanders were on a winning streak, right?
Yeah, Fields and Moore lead the Bears to their first win of the season.
Right. Yeah. They torched the Commanders.
Yep, there it is. Okay, yeah. Moore, 8 catches, 10 targets, 8 catches, 230 yards.
Yeah,
and 3
he
TDs.
fucking lit them up, man. Unbelievable. And, I mean, I don't know.
There's only 50
I like
yards,
Dobbs.
not to Moore.
Yeah, right.
Funny.
I tell you, Minnesota should win this game. I just have a weird feeling about this game, man. Dobbs, I like. Who did Dobbs lose to? I think it was the Eagles,
Broncos.
Right? Was it the Broncos? That's right. It was the Broncos, wasn't it? Yeah.
In prime time, yeah.
I'm just not used to you guys winning. See,
the Broncos won.
They have snuck up on me, Knox.
Prime time games in a row. I would not have ever thought of that, and would never want that to happen again.
David Glenn says, first day at IBM in Minnesota. Boss said, I hope you're not a Vikings fan. Corporate had quit giving out Vikings tickets as perks due to their new suicide prevention program.
Damn.
That's too good, man. No, I like Dobbs. I like the Rocket Man. I really do. I think he's a great story, man. He's the modern day Ryan Fitzpatrick. We've talked about it several times on this channel, but I don't know. I just got a feeling that Fields is going to go off in this game. Okay. Well, we know the Vikings history in primetime. Pretty sure they were in primetime when you guys beat them, right?
Yeah, but that was more Kirk Cousins than it was the Vikings in primetime.
Right.
Unless you're saying there's more historical referencing that you're doing, because I don't know everything about Vikings history in primetime, but
well, you know what Kirk Cousins' history was in primetime.
No, but he's not playing in it, so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Unless you're alluding to some other deeper history.
No.
That was more of a Kirk Cousins thing.
No, I'm not alluding to that. Here's the problem with the Vikings, man. Here's the problem with Vikings. And I can speak to this because my brother was a Vikings fan growing up. He loved the Vikings. Rooted for them in every Super Bowl they were in, and everything. And it's just, I don't know what it is about the team, no matter how good they are. Bud Grant had them in 4 Super Bowls. They dominated in the 70s, man. They did. They dominated. And nobody wanted. Here's the problem with the Vikings. They moved inside. They had the ultimate home field advantage. People don't want to go to. I was a Viking fan until 77. Is that when they moved inside? Is that when they built the dome? Because, dude, nobody wanted to play in Minnesota in January. I mean, you think Green Bay's got a home field advantage in January? No, ain't nothing like Minnesota. That place is just horrible. It was always a blizzard. The NFC Championship game when they hosted it was always a fucking blizzard. and they had the purple people eaters, and they just couldn't get it done in the Super Bowl, man. Oh, okay. Last loss at the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm sure it was against the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers if it was the 70s. God blast it. Yikes. But yeah, man, that's the thing about the Vikings. I mean, the closest they've come since those 4 Super Bowls in the 70s was when you remember when your boy John Elway beat the shit out of the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl when you were a kid? You remember that?
Well, the Super Bowls are how I got into the Broncos. So
okay. So you remember the one against Atlanta, right?
I think it was the second one I watched. I don't think I was there for the first one.
Yeah. That was the one where Atlanta decided they were going to stop Terrell Davis. So Elway said, okay, I'll just throw for 350 yards and throw for 4 touchdowns. Screw you guys, But they played the Vikings to get there. And Brian Billick.
Yeah, the Viking. I remember hearing the story. The Vikings were like the big.
They were greatest show on turf, man. They set the offensive record for most yards by an offense that year, most points by an offense. I mean, this is pre Kurt Warner's Rams, right?
They were the Patriots of that year.
They were
the 16-0
Patriots. The Patriots have never had an offense that good. Never.
Really?
Not even with Randy Moss. No. Fuck no. I'm telling you. Brian Billick, the way he got the Ravens job was being the offensive coordinator for the fucking Minnesota Vikings. And he had them torching people. And it was with Randall Cunningham, an old retread quarterback from the hell, he started in the 80s. And by the mid-90s, he was an old man. But he was torching teams. And they couldn't get past Atlanta, man. Something always happens with them. But I'm picking the Bears in this one, but that's the upset pick. The Minnesota Vikings should win this game. They should win this game, but I'm picking the upset. I'm saying Fields is going to show out tonight.
Kind of a funny little story. I'm going Vikings, by the way, but
okay.
Going back to that Dolphins 99-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
TCL had a contest where they were going to give away $1 million worth of TVs if a 98+ touchdown happened in that game.
Wow.
And that 99. So it cost that touchdown cost them $1 million for the contestants that signed up for a 90-inch TCL TVs.
Wow.
98.
All right. Okay, so that's the slate of games for this week. We do have one other one this week, or actually one other one before we see you again. The Thursday night game. Let me pull that one up real quick. Hang on. I
guess there wasn't enough 1 o'clock games because the Broncos and Texans were flexed to the 1 o'clock games. Kind of weird.
But, really? Huh. That's weird. Okay, let me get scores.
They started using their flexing powers a little bit more.
I do have to. Yeah. Well, they need to. They need.
Because it was like one of the
time
Panthers
of the year.
games
They need to.
Back. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I think I already touched on it. I already told you what I think's going to happen. But this is the Thursday night game, boys and girls. Here it is. I'll go ahead and show it to you. I'll be there live in Jerry's world watching this. But it would be nice to see my boys go in there and just romper stomper on the Cowboys. But I do believe we all know that.
Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not like you can claim home field advantage in this one. You don't really have.
You want to talk about balance? Look at their numbers. They're 4th on offense and 4th on defense.
Is that 5th in special teams?
Let's see what the number 5 is. Passing.
Oh, passing.
And 11th rushing. Wow.
Damn.
Wow, man. We are going into the. We're going to be the Christians in the arena, Yeah, we're the Christians this week. Let's see. David Glenn says something always happens with them. Yeah. Usually it is a series of fumbles, talking about the Vikings. I'm sorry, man. I got a feeling this week about Fields. I mean, he showed out the last time he was in prime time. I got a feeling he's going to do it again. But hey, I'm pulling for the Vikings because I can't stand the Bears. That's another team I just have nothing for. But yeah, my guys are going to get stomped. I got a feeling. Both of them have a full week to prepare because they both played on Thursday. So they've got a full week. And we're traveling cross country. Dallas is at home for another week. They were at home last week for the fucking David Glenn says laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm pretty much the sad sack right now. I'm feeling like the old Seahawks helmet, the old sad sack Seahawk, the guy that looks like he's frowning. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now, man. My team does not look good. I'm kind of bummed about the whole deal. Anyway, who do you think's going to win this?
Cowboys.
Of course, yes. Dak. Look, if Dak continues,
if anyone can throw up a dud, it's the Cowboys. So
they can. No shit. It just depends on which Dak shows up, right?
Yeah.
The guy that has been on point and running the offense perfectly, or will it be the guy that sails every ball 5 miles?
I think Witherspoon is due for some good stuff. So
Witherspoon, dude, he's the bright spot this year, isn't he? Anybody that's watched a Seahawks game this year knows who I'm talking about. He's our slot corner. He's a rookie. And Jigba has been fun to watch too, but God, Geno can't get the ball to him. But that guy,
the guy has to be amazing in order to catch the
catch he made in that game.
I did. I saw
what a catch! I mean, they were comparing it to the OBJ one.
It's going to be in the next Madden, and
you know it is. Just man, but Geno can't get the ball to him. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I need him to get it to Metcalf. God,
right? Metcalf was dropping balls.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Well, that's
okay. I'm going to stop now. Look, I'm going to be watching this live. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm probably going to be drinking. I just don't give a shit. And thank you to my family for getting me tickets to this game. I just wish we were better. We're probably going to get crushed like a fucking Dixie cup. But, hey, what you going to do? Okay, let me see what we got here. Do I already have the standings up? Let me see. Believe I do. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so let's look at the divisions first. We're going to have to start doing this on a weekly basis. Keep you guys up on it. Of course, the Dolphins are running away with the AFC East.
You blow that up a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. They're up by 2 games on Buffalo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see if I can get this even bigger. I want to get all 4 teams in there, so hang on. Okay, there we go. Perfect.
That's good.
You got the AFC East, which the Dolphins have a 2-game lead.
Listen, that points for is skewed a little bit because of the dump.
Jesus, I mean,
everything is skewed because of that fucking game.
But what matters, and I'm
going
to have to turn it down a little bit to see this, but we'll look at it here in a minute. The division wins and losses. They've only lost 1 game in division. I'm not sure who that was to. It's got to be the Bills. There's no way
Bills.
There's no way the Jets or the fucking Patriots have beaten them. Let's see.
A dud against the Bills.
Yeah. But I don't think the Bills are going to catch those guys. I really don't. They're looking good. Then you've got. I've been saying it all year, guys. If you're not watching the AFC North, you're missing out. But these teams love to beat the shit out of each other, and look how tight it is. I mean, if the Bengals got on a roll and these guys started losing, they could win the division. That's how tight it is. They're all 1 game apart from each other. And defenses rule this division. I mean, even the Bengals have the worst defense in the division, but they're built to play with a lead. If they get a lead, they can shut people down. It's pretty wild. But I don't know. Just because the Browns have a backup quarterback, their quarterback's hurt again. He's looking for a massage therapist, for his rehab. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if the Steelers beat these guys and somehow won the division? That would be funny as shit. But I think it's the Ravens to lose at this point.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been since we've seen a couple of teams in this division at 500? Now we got 3 of them. This has been the worst division in football for a while. You know what I mean? Even when Peyton was, playing in that division, they were bad. Yeah,
the Jaguars are always on the bottom.
Yeah.
The Texans are always at the bottom.
Yeah,
Colts
and now
at
it's
the top.
flipped.
Titans
And
had the occasional good year. That was it.
That was
Well,
it.
and then you had Jeff Fisher, which means at 8-8 every
How
single
huge
year.
is that game today?
Yeah, for them. Oh, yeah.
I mean, wow, dude.
Look at the division too. I mean, Texans needs to they need to keep pace. Where Jaguars, this is their second to last game of the division, so like they can
Both
pretty
of
much
them
wrap it up.
only have 1 loss in division.
Yeah, but Texans still have a full plate to play.
Yeah, they
Jaguars
do.
will only have 1 more game after this. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting, man. That's a big game to watch today.
You do got to look at the conference records on these things too, because those wild card spots, those 3 wild card spots.
Well, we're going to get into that whenever we.
That's where the Broncos are hurting the most.
I'm going to show the whole conference here in a second. Excuse me. All right, in the West, look at the fucking Broncos leapfrogging everybody, sniffing at the Chiefs' heels.
Look at the point differential.
I mean,
oh God.
Points against. Oh my God.
It's that Miami game, man.
It is that Miami game, because you take that out, it's like 218.
If the Dolphins scored 20 points in that game, and we're literally like balanced, and then
but here's the thing, Chiefs, go ahead, keep dropping balls. These guys are coming. They're coming, man. I mean, keep dropping balls. Keep acting like it don't matter.
Russ is cooking right now.
Oh man, don't say that.
No, but we need wins.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I know you're gonna show it, but that 2-4 for us is the biggest. 4 of our losses were against AFC. That hurts very much.
Bad. You already got. But
we have some tiebreakers now, though. Yeah. That's good. We have a couple tiebreakers
for the wild card. You do, yeah,
yeah.
Division not so easy. They'd have to collapse. But yeah, it's good to see.
We're only in 1 game behind them in the division.
Yeah. Okay. So we get to the NFC. Eagles. Look at this, man. Wow, they have gone from the NFC least to the NFC's best division. This one
is this the first time in a while that we've had a consecutive division winner if the Eagles went out?
Yeah, it would be.
Because normally it's like one different.
The Commanders even won it in the last 5 years. When Alex Smith came back, remember? When he came back from his injury, I said, "You watch, they're going to." That
was Ron Rivera's first year. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Rhonda says, "Yes, Dolphins," and she says it was the Bills. The Bills did beat them. Yeah. Okay. And David Glenn says, "Been fun hanging out with you. Have a great day. Take care, David. It was good to see you." But yeah, the Eagles and Cowboys game coming up is going to be a big one, and I think it's in a couple of weeks.
Especially depending on the outcome of the 49ers Eagles game.
Yeah,
that's next week. That is next week too. So, oh man,
it's gonna be interesting. The heavyweights are going at it here coming up. Yeah, the 3 of those guys are going at it. And the Niners already have a tiebreaker against the Cowboys.
Right.
Because they beat them. So, which means, if you like parity, you're rooting for the Eagles against the Niners, right? And then you're rooting for the Cowboys against the Eagles, right? Yeah.
You mean you're rooting for the 49ers against the Eagles?
No, actually, I mean,
if you want parity, you want
as far as tiebreakers go, I don't know.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, it looks like, I mean, that's going to come down to the wire. This division is going to come down to the wire. Just depends on.
It always does. It's always the last game of the season. It always is. It always is for that conference.
All right, the NFC North. It's still the Lions division to lose, and
yeah,
I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll get it together. They got some issues though. I don't know what's going on with the team. I don't know why.
Well, they have no more division games, so
yeah,
I mean,
they're done. They're done with the division games, right? Well, actually, no. They got plenty of division games.
I'm sorry. I was looking at home games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is home and away. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch that one down the stretch, but I don't think the Vikings are gonna catch him. If Cousins was still playing, I'd say they could catch him, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. The NFC South, the Saints. Now look at this
That
log
Oakland
jam.
was the same thing last year.
My man
Same
Baker
exact
Mayfield
thing.
could still win this division.
Oh yeah,
He could still win it if they could get their shit together, but
They
I
have
don't
one
see them
loss.
getting it together. It's today's game between the Falcons and the Saints is huge. It is huge for this division, big time. Whoever wins that game is going to have a commanding lead in this division, especially since if the Falcons win it, it's going to be hard for anybody to take that division away from them because look, they're undefeated in the division so far. So yeah, it's going to be tough. And then the West, nobody's catching the Niners. Sorry. That loss, if we'd have won that game, if we'd somehow won that game, it'd be totally different. But yep. Yeah, look at the Rams, 3-1 in
that's all
division.
they got to do. I mean, just beat division opponents. And that's it.
That's all they ever do. Sorry, bitches. Fuck. Hate those guys. But anyway, let's look at playoff picture. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so we've got, and I will show the entire conference here in a minute.
Look at the Dolphins in the number 1 spot.
Dolphins in the number 1 spot. How did that happen?
Probably conference wins.
Yeah, probably is. Of course, if the Ravens win today, they'll leapfrog them by half a game, because they'll have played more games. And then you've got the Chiefs at number 3. That loss dropped them to number 3, dude. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Plus
and the Jaguars
7-3, so they'll probably go back. I don't know.
They may leapfrog the Dolphins, but they're not going to leapfrog.
Yeah, we'll see at the end of the
Ravens.
day. This is definitely kind of. I don't really care for this particular chart until the
end.
But
what's important is to look at the wild card teams. Okay, the wild card teams. We got Browns, Texans, Steelers. I can't believe I'm saying the Steelers are in the wild card hunt. That's crazy. And then you've got the Cowboys, Vikings, and Seahawks. And the ones
I think you just have to go the last 2 for the NFC. It's going to be Cowboys for sure. Unless there's a collapse, you're looking at 6 and 7.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to have 10 wins before it's over with. Yeah, they've got the 5 seed locked in.
Yeah, I think 5th seed.
And they could win the division. I mean, that's
right.
Like we talked about.
I think NFC East has that 5th seed locked up pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But and then you got teams on the bubble, which. I mean, there's the Broncos at 5-5.
Close.
You got to root against the fucking Bills, bro, and the Steelers,
and we play the Texans.
And the Texans.
I mean, we play the Browns. We play that. We own our own destiny right now, man.
Yeah, you do. If you
we got
you won out. You'd be leapfrogging some of these teams.
11-5 would be pretty nice, but no. We got to beat some teams, but we definitely have a path.
Yep.
More than we can ask for.
All right, now let's take a look at the conference standings, and we'll sort it by. Let's see if we can sort it by division record, or no, not division, conference. Where is that at? I'm gonna have to shrink.
I think it's too
down.
far to the right. You might have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shrink it down. Okay, so conference.
Yeah, there you go. So
there it is right here. Okay, so you got Miami leading their division, Chiefs leading their division, the Cleveland Browns. Okay. Jacksonville's leading their division and Baltimore's leading their division. So right now it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. How are the Colts up higher?
You got to look at the conference records.
Yeah, you do. I see
that's what you picked. You didn't pick who has the best record. You picked who has the best.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what's killing the Ravens right now.
Right. Let's hit this. And that's where we're at. Okay. So that's how, okay. Got it.
But it's still Dolphins in the lead and they're going to stay in the lead because they have 2 losses, whereas the Ravens will still have 3 losses. So Miami will still be number 1.
Yep.
But if the Browns win, then they take the second place, I think.
Yep.
Depending on their division record. You keep moving it. Stop it.
Sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
Cleveland. Yeah, they're tied in the division, and they'd be tied in the conference if the Browns win.
Man.
This is a pretty important game for the Browns.
Yeah, it's a big game for the Browns. I don't know if you can put stock in that friggin' backup quarterback, man. That's all.
Mm.
Okay, now the NFC, Philly. I mean, they're writing their own
6-0
story.
conference.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. This is just. Here's the thing that just drives people nuts. Look at New Orleans at 5-5. They're the 4 seed. They're going to host a playoff game against probably the Cowboys. If it stopped today, they would host a playoff game between them and the Cowboys. And they would get crushed like a fucking beer can, man. Oh, my God. Yikes. Okay. Then you got Minnesota and Seattle hanging on to the bottom rung. And all these teams chopping at the bit to get at them. But I don't really see anybody that's going to leapfrog any of these teams. I think we're going to be on a losing streak for a little bit here.
I mean, you got to look at, the Packers, I guess, is probably the best ones to have a chance.
Yeah, I think the Packers probably the ones that could leapfrog. But they have to continue to play well. I mean, did they use it up in Detroit this weekend? Was that their Super Bowl, or is Jordan Love getting better? You know, it is a young receiving core they have in Green Bay. Maybe they're starting to gel. I mean, I don't know. I thought Detroit's defense was better than that, but man, that was rough to watch the other day. So that's your picture for the playoffs, guys. Anything else you're looking for this weekend other than how your Broncos play against the best defense in the NFL?
Nope. I just hope we can run the ball and not turn it over.
I've got no pressure today. I've already lost. So,
yeah,
I got no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure. It's all gravy for me now.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. We'll see. By the way, I did actually get, this is completely off topic. I got a second monitor right now.
Nice.
For Black Friday, I picked up a 32-inch LG. It was half off.
Nice.
And it's really nice. And I'm actually using it right now. It's sitting behind my lap. It was my second screen today. That's why I wasn't fumbling around, because I was actually prepared today.
All right, good.
The second one, it's a massive screen. It's going to be my center screen, and I'm going to have the two 27 inches on either side once I get my rig back up and running someday. And but I couldn't resist this Black Friday deal. So.
Well, very cool, man. Very cool. Glad to hear it. We've been getting the back deck done up. We got a fire pit. We got a place to put the wood out there. We got a trunk to keep everything, like the covers for the TV and everything that's out there. So, yeah, we've been working on the back deck, so enjoying it. But anyway, as far as the games go today, really looking forward to the Jaguars Texans game. Really want to see that one. And
I'm going to be pins and needles for the Patriots and Giants game. Oh man!
Well,
Super Bowl rematch.
I'm really looking forward to that game because I want to see them beat the Giants. But that's just personally being a Patriots fan. That you never want to lose to the Giants because Eli Manning is our kryptonite. We don't like that. We don't like that team. No. Don't like that team.
And now Danny DeVito. So that's.
I mean, if Danny DeVito beats us, I'm gonna be going. Again. I mean, come on, man! You gotta beat Danny DeVito. What the hell? All right. Well, let me let you guys know what's going on with the channel before you get out of here. Of course, you're watching Pregame Party. We do this every Sunday at 10 a.m., 2 hours before kickoff. All times, I'm fixing to give you our central times. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, but 10 a.m. Central Time. We do this every Sunday. And then tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., you can watch me and Gary talk about the Thin Red Line on Military Monday, Morning Coffee with Gary on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then at 4 p.m., the Cannon Film Club is getting back together and talking about Delta Force with Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin. Probably not going to talk about the political side of that show too much because it has to do with something that's going on over in the Middle East right now. Only it was like 3 decades ago it was happening. This happens in cycles, what's going on over there right now, by the way. But anyway, It's an action movie and it's a lot of fun. You guys tune in. We're going to have a good time. 4 p.m. Central Time on that 70s Rock Fans channel. And then Tuesday night, I'll be playing Stuntman because I've solved the problem with my PS3. It was the connection. It's not the PS3 itself. So I'm going to actually play Stuntman for a couple of hours. 10 p.m. Video games, cocktails, and fails. Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. 10 p.m. Central Time. And then Wednesday morning, John and I get together while he's playing Cyberpunk. It looks like he might be able to wrap it up this time around. It's the new DLC with Cyberpunk. And we do that at 10 a.m. Central Time on Wednesdays. And then in the evening, I believe it's the end of the month show. It's the November free-for-all. We're going to talk about all the pop culture stuff that happened in November. And maybe we'll get back to the video games, or maybe Knock will have you're going to have a review for us for the Knock list, man? Who knows? Anyway,
possibly. I do have Monday and Tuesday off, so there's a chance.
Okay.
I might actually go see some new movies as well.
Well, there you go. State of the Atmosphere coming your way every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then Thursday, as I said, I will be in Dallas to watch my beloved Seahawks get their ass handed to them by local hero Dak Prescott. But usually the Brothers Hack the Matrix at 6 on Thursdays, and at 10 on Thursdays, I do another video game stream, usually on Thursdays at 10 p.m. Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. That show's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Central Time. And then on Saturdays, actually, wait a minute. I almost skipped over one of John's shows. He also plays Baldur's Gate on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. Morning Coffee with John. I'll be on there for that. And then Saturday, you can watch Sketching the Privateer. I was supposed to have a show yesterday, but my mower got in a fight with a stump and lost, so I had to change the blade out on it, and it took a little longer than I figured it was going to, so I didn't have a show yesterday. My bad, but it'll be back at 1:30 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. Sketching the Privateer, America's Pirate Patriot, my passion project, my comic book I'm working on, and then we'll be right back around to NFL Pregame Party again. So for myself and the Knockster, I want to thank you guys for being here. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, buddy? Yes, no, maybe? He must have gone dark on me.
No, I was having trouble with my mouse to unmute myself.
That's
No. Go drink some water, Joe.
I'm going to, man. I mean, I've got a fog. I can't even talk.
Yes.
Frog in my throat badly. But anyway, listen, guys. I want to thank you for being here. And until we see you again, I want you to keep on keeping on. God bless.